The Killer Growth Podcast starts now.
What's up, guys? Sam here with the Killer Growth Podcast, and today I have Chris Waipa.
What's up,
with
Sam?
Mortgage Punks.
Mortgage Punk.
I'm having deja vu. I feel like maybe we've done this before.
Well, we're just trying to make sure the audio works.
Yeah. So,
And
confession.
this mic looks like it should work to me.
Yeah, it looks good. Tyler's listening.
This
We have
is like
backup.
old school. Look at this. I don't know if you remember this, Sam. You're a little bit younger than me.
Maybe.
But
Let's
like
try.
back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like microphones had these ginormous snow cone
Yes,
filters
yeah.
on them.
Yeah.
And they're hot pink and orange.
Yeah.
And
We still need to get custom Killer Growth mic holders that are branded.
So I'm a little surprised that this thing is not just a raw mic.
Right.
Because that's what I've
Yeah.
seen more of.
Yeah.
Now maybe the trend's going back the other direction.
You know, we're okay with starting a new trend. Let's just say we're bringing it back.
Good,
It's back,
good.
guys. and
It's just
we brought
not
it.
hot pink.
No, it's not hot pink. Yeah,
I think
we should
hot
have
pink.
custom.
What is your brand color? Is it
It's
green?
green, yeah.
You should get some
We should get
lime
some
green.
That's
man.
actually a really good
That's
idea.
what you need.
That would look awesome,
Lime
especially with
green.
the coloring in the background. That'd be sick. Yeah. Yeah, so I've never done this before, redoing an episode, and
Yeah.
honestly, it might be a blessing in disguise because
You have a
I know
different
even
setup.
more. We have a different setup,
Yeah.
and you have more information out there than you did about
True.
some cool stuff
do.
that wasn't even available at
Yep.
that point.
Yep.
So all things happen for a reason.
We're here.
It's mostly,
So,
I think it was just an excuse for you. I think you sabotage the audio because you just want to come hang out with us again. I think that's what really happened.
I shot my Mortgage Punk show this week, and so this is the second podcast
Nice.
day of my
Day
week.
in a row. Like yesterday you did one and then
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Who did you have on Wednesday?
Wednesday, I interviewed Philip Solorio.
Yeah.
I told him I've been rehearsing his name
Yeah. I do that
at
too.
home
Yeah.
in my head because I
you just don't
cannot.
wanna
I
mess
wanted
it
to
up.
call him.
What do you want to call him? Let's talk about that.
Let's see what
We
was
call
it?
him lots of names here.
So I wanted to say Solorio. So when I brought him on my, so when I brought him on my,
That's way cha-cha-cha. That's way cooler.
so when
I'm going to be calling him Solaria forever
when I brought him
now.
on my podcast, I said that, and he corrected me right there. I said, am I saying it right,
Dude.
Philip?
Well, now I finally, it is on the episode before you today, because a common theme in all these episodes is a connector. And it finally dawned on me, Tyler, why I
Now we
need
can
to
take
have
these two podcasts,
right,
Literally,
well, and I now have realized why I need to have Philip. Soloria. What do you call him?
Don't
No,
say
I'm
it because
gonna
it'll
do
get my brain will
Solorio.
my brain will revert back to
Yeah.
wanting to call because I've been like brushing my teeth. It's
Yeah.
weird. I told him I'm not a creeper, man.
Soloria.
But I'm telling
Soloria.
you, at home, I'm like, I'm trying to get it.
Yeah.
So now,
Did
now,
I did it?
now I forget.
Solorio.
That's right.
Yeah, you got it.
So Philip, shout out to you, buddy. You're getting a lot of attention this week, man.
he's on like
You're gonna be everywhere.
He's probably been on 10 or 12 of our episodes mentioned. Like probably a fourth of our episodes. Somehow he's in some story of somebody's beginning. So it dawned on me today. That's why I need to have him on the podcast about being the connector because
That's funny.
He has been a connector.
Now, is this
And it,
because
like,
you've had a lot of El
just-
Dorado-based businesses?
Yep, and I mean across like even you and I and that connection, he was already familiar with you, which was hilarious. And then that connection there, but yeah, definitely with a lot of El Dorado. But there's some people that have stories of buying their real estate and starting their business because Philip texted them, you should buy this real estate and buy this business. So
Man,
Anyway.
I'm glad you connected me. I meet a lot of realtors, man. I work with realtors.
Yeah.
I know a lot of realtors that I don't work with, but meeting and getting to know Philip lately has been one of the best.
Good.
One of the best new realtor.
Yeah.
I would call him hopefully friendships
yeah, good.
in the making because he's really cool.
Yeah.
So I had Philip on. I had Allie Schneider.
Okay.
She is a full-time mom / real estate career / go-getter kicking butt.
Nice.
Big producer.
That's awesome.
Not even trying.
Wow.
So I'm like, Allie,
Yeah.
I'll be calling you in a couple, maybe 1 year, 2 years tops. And if you are not soaring in numbers,
Right.
I'm just going to give it to you.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, you're going to get a mouthful.
You're so threatening, Chris. I mean, I'm trembling over here. Like
Well,
you
she
can
was talking about
imagine.
her. She was talking about how much she relies on her business coach.
Right.
And I'm like, is your business coach okay with you just being okay with your numbers right now? She goes, well, I'm just okay being a mom right now.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
That's
all
a
right.
lot, dude.
You get a pass.
Yeah, that is not a 40-hour-week job.
So-
That is a 7-day
It is.
around the clock.
So I had those
great.
two.
Good.
I had
And
those
the
two on
podcast is called
the Mortgage Punk Show.
The Mortgage Punk Show.
Mortgage Punk Show.
Yeah, so please go give that a follow.
Yeah, I was supposed to have. I was supposed to shoot a solo episode,
Oh, yeah.
but Phil and I got to talking so long after the episode. I
get it done.
forget it. Whatever.
That's awesome.
I was burned out anyway.
I'm
Shooting
sure.
3, you know how it is.
Oh yeah,
Shooting
that's
3
why I
podcast
can't do more
episodes in
than
a row.
2 in a day. I've found my max. I've done 3 before, and
It's a
2.
lot,
I'm
man.
not. I don't feel like I think some people can, but I'm not at my best.
Yeah, you kind of go.
I start energy
right?
starts going down, curiosity level starts
Yep.
going down, and you're kind of
Yep.
trying to focus. But
I feel the same way. But I, you
and
know,
people ask me, why do we stop it at an hour? I like literally had a good constructive criticism of like, hey, sometimes it feels like, you're stopping. And I'm like, yeah, I think it's like overall, it's like a momentum thing. Like it could go past the hour, but a lot of times it's honoring your time because you have somewhere to be. And so
Right.
we could talk for 2 or 3 hours pretty easily, but
I like what you guys have. I like this whole podcast setup.
yeah, this new, he's got some shelves ordered or that are here.
Oh, okay.
He's been
Okay.
procrastinating.
Yeah,
Tyler's
But I
gotta
like
get it.
I like the metal.
Yes,
the metal
I love
grid.
those grids. So yeah, we matched and put that one up on
Super
that
cool.
wall.
Yeah.
And we'll have some shelves with some items and gift items and some cool stuff back there.
Well,
to
it's you
add
guys. It's your crew, and
Yeah.
I know your crew, so I'm
Yeah.
not surprised
some- yeah. No,
that this looks good because I've seen some of the other podcast studios, and you know what they look like to me?
what the same.
A podcast.
Oh,
Studio.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
They
and
look like
that
a
was kind of the
podcast.
table, the version.
Like this looks like
Yeah.
someone artistic in your life.
Yeah, right.
I don't know who it is.
I don't know
Whoever
who it
that
is
is.
either. Yeah, who is that guy?
But someone
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
an eye
We did
towards
a-
aesthetics.
Tyler's on the podcast for a second time. He's the only guest I've had on twice. So I had him on for his story, and then we did a data center episode yesterday for an hour, just breaking
you
down
did?
all the pros and cons. And it's a hot topic, obviously.
We
in
could
the
ha-
territory.
have.
I know. Well, that's
we could
the cool
have
part.
the AI facilities
Right.
of America.
Right. Yeah. It's
Dang
crazy.
it.
I know.
Oh my
But
goodness.
it's a hot button topic, so that just released this morning. So you'll have to go listen to that one. It was fun. It was a good one.
I can't believe that, especially when I was working together to try to formulate that idea
Yeah.
with Tyler
Yeah.
and some
Exactly.
other common friends that we all have. AI wasn't even
Right.
on the
Oh, I know.
radar.
I know.
Not even, it was cloud.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the
Storage.
forward
Just
thinking.
storage, not
Yeah. But
Processing.
now look with the AI
Yeah.
revolution, then those things are needed now more than ever, and they're only going to ramp up and populate
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and rapidly grow.
Big time infrastructure needs are happening.
So now they're saying literally is now they're saying like old school trades that were kind of more frowned down upon as far as a financial career.
Yeah.
Those are the careers
Yeah.
you probably better start running at. Electricians,
Yeah.
plumbers,
You can make a lot of money doing that right
just
now.
regular contract work
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's the last thing.
because of the
that-
grid they got to
yeah.
build.
Artificial intelligence will replace plus infrastructure needed for artificial intelligence.
crazy.
So they goes hand in hand right now. It's really interesting. Yeah, the white collar industry is going to look real different, and we don't need to get off that
It
tangent
is.
on that tangent. But in 18 months to 24 months, I'm really curious what the world.
I have a guy right now that's trying to pitch me. He's a client actually, and he's trying to pitch me for an AI.
Yeah,
like you
voice.
call this number, and it's
Yeah.
like, "Hi, welcome to Mortgage Punk.
Yeah.
I'm Chris's AI assistant."
Yep. Yep.
And I'm trying to figure out if that's a good move or not,
Right.
or is that going to make my clients upset?
Yeah.
or is that going to help?
Yeah. Always provide info.
So there's never a voicemail, and there's never, empty space where,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? What
Yeah.
do you think about that? I don't know.
Well, we did build a product a year and a half ago called VoiceGrid.ai, and we do that.
Okay.
So we have quite a few companies on it, and
And what do they say?
great question. So it is less. We wasted so much time trying to figure out how to make it sound so human that it was indistinguishable between a human and AI, and no one really cared about that. They didn't want to fool their clients. They wanted it to just be really good at what it did. Accurate, didn't hallucinate. So we refined it to be just really solid at its job. And so, for example, right, you could do a use case for appliance service industry is an area we're strong in focusing on because they have a lot of call volume. So an appliance store actually gets more calls about my appliance broke than they do about needing a new appliance. And that is the biggest thorn in their flesh in that business model is trying to get people up and going. Ice maker's out, right? Dishwasher's not running, whatever. Dryer's not drying, washer's not filling. So we've basically set up a bot that does diagnostics. It's really fast, and in 2 or 3 minutes, it knows what your problem is. It's scheduled your appointment. So the point for us was, well, a human on that conversation, what's better for the client, right? Is it 2 to 3 minutes? They get exactly what they need, and the service provider gets all the information they need, and make that agreeable on both sides. So if it's not a better solution for the client, I don't think you should do it. If it's only better for your business, I think that's the hard line that people are struggling with. So as long as it's built in a way that is better for your clients, and you truly believe that, and you can communicate, this is better for you that I have this now, by the way, because historically this would be our process, and now you can get there faster. You have access to all this information. It's going to text you links of things you need to start doing. It can work ahead, right? Does that make sense? Like,
so
it needs to be
your
about the
solution
client.
is if the client loves it and it's a
Then it's
solution
a
for
no-brainer.
them.
Yeah, it's not about cutting staff. It's not about you making more margin. It's about providing.
You can't focus on you first. You have to focus on the client first.
Yes,
and if it's a solution for them.
Yeah. When we started, we were a little naive, in all honesty. When we started doing it, we were like, hey, how would you like a 24/7 employee that's doing all these things, and it only costs a couple $100 a month, right? That sounds really appealing as a business owner. Well, come to find out, business owners are good at what they do for a reason, and they're big for a reason because they love their clients and they take care of their clients. Well, if it doesn't do better work for their clients, they don't care how much money they're saving. Like a small business, right? You ultimately care about the end result for your client, and that's a good company. And so now you got to find that edge case. You got to find that use case where it's like, what could you offer that would be better for your clients today with that technology? And then,
So I probably need to take 10 to 15 of my clients and beta test this.
And build
their
a survey
feedback.
or use case, right?
Get their feedback.
Yeah.
And then determine whether or not it's a great solution.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And thinking through what could automate, what could get your staff to focus on more important things than just gathering information and distributing information, right? That's kind of the first thing on the first phone call. It's gathering information, distributing that information properly, giving them the right starting steps.
Right.
So that's kind of where we always start. Like what is something that we could automate that is so much better than a voicemail, right? That's the easy use case. Like what would be better than a voicemail? Probably anything. Anything would be better than a voicemail. So they feel like something's happening.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to I just had a bright idea just right now, Sam, on this podcast.
Buckle up.
I think I need to have my AI say, Chris thinks a lot of things suck, like the mortgage process. Yeah. Well, another thing he thinks sucks is voicemail.
Yes.
So he has set me up as an AI assistant.
Yes.
So you don't go to voicemail.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe that'll break the ice.
Something gets done. Right. Yeah. Like I'm going to get something done.
I can't answer all your questions like he can, but I can at least schedule an appointment, get some basic things done so you're not sitting around waiting.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like a great use case we should help you with. Sounds like a good time.
Cool.
All right, back to mortgages.
Yeah, what's
that
next?
was great. That was good. So
was that the introduction of our 1 hour episode?
It was awesome.
20 minutes in.
20 minutes introduction. So let's talk about. We can probably jump forward now that I know a lot of your story. We could probably jump around in your story a little bit if you want to do
right.
that. But I think what got you into mortgages is where I'd like to start. Let's just start there.
So if anyone out there has seen the original movie, Happy Gilmore, did I bring that up the last time we tried this?
I think so.
I did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
hockey. The hockey.
Yeah.
This is
So
a
if you
great
don't know the movie, it's an original.
you live in a hole if you don't know Happy Gilmore.
It's very funny.
Sorry, no offense.
Obviously he's a hockey player and kind of good, but not good at it. Doesn't make the cut. And he's when he gets introduced to golf, the first thing he thinks of is, man, golf is all about wearing goofy pants.
Sure.
And so I would say that movie, I relate to that movie a lot because my wife and I were in a rock band in the 90s. That's what I thought I would be doing. I thought music would be a center focus of my career and life and work. And it wasn't. Instead, it was mortgages. So we had to walk away from our music. We had to walk away from everything we were doing back then in the late 90s. I had to find a way to make a living because I had a wife, no kids yet, but I kind of took it upon myself to be responsible to make sure our family, was taken care of. So I started applying for jobs at like Applebee's to become a waiter. I was a very humbling time in my life. Couldn't get a job as a waiter, Sam. So
Look, you'd be a great waiter.
I guess maybe I'd have fun with people, right? So nope. I think I got shot down at 2 or 3 different restaurants. So I was pretty discouraged, and I told my wife, I'm like, see, I'm
should
telling,
name drop those
I'm
restaurants
telling
right
you,
now.
like I have.
Look what they missed out on.
I can't remember who it was. Maybe Applebee's was one of them. Anyhow, but I told her, I said, see what I'm saying? Like this is going to be really hard for me to get a regular job after having years of music and being on a stage and all this sort of thing. So she said, well, maybe you should stop by. And she mentioned a mutual friend of ours that had at one point been an early bass player in our band. And he quit because he was having kids, a family, and a career really start taking root. Was that Rich? No, it was Will.
Will.
I don't know if you remember him or not. You do? That's wild, man. Jeez Louise.
The dots connected.
But Keisha wasn't thinking, go ask Will to hire you. She was thinking maybe he'll have an idea, or maybe he'll know of someone that needs to hire someone on. So I just dropped by his office and I kind of gave him the rundown, like, dude, like our band, Refuge, all of it, it's done. Like we're done. I was pretty convinced. I don't think Keisha, my wife, I think she thought we would take a break, work on some things because we were young and married, and I was an idiot,
Sure.
And needed to get my.
Did that stop?
I don't know. Ask her. Ask her. She has said some very generous things to me lately, and so maybe it has finally. When we launched Mortgage Punk, she's like, you know what? This is the first thing that you have done that I feel like you're not trying to be anything, and all you're doing is just being you.
Yeah. That's cool.
And I'm like, that's because it's mortgages and I don't care,
Right.
sort of.
Sure.
Like I do,
Yeah.
but not like,
How can you care about it your
music.
way?
I was like, that was like the Happy Gilmore thing. Hockey.
Yeah.
Like he was obsessed with hockey.
I'm a hockey
golf,
player.
could care less.
I'm a hockey player who plays golf.
Who plays golf. Yeah.
You're a rock musician who sells mortgages.
Who does mortgages. So, and Keisha's like the ultimate BS detector in my life. Like if I do something stupid or that's fake or, you know what I mean? She'll call it,
Yeah. That's important to have.
So anyhow, so I went to go visit Will, like she suggested, and as soon as he kind of came to realize, oh wow, this sounds like done. But I think she thought we were going to take a break pick back up. I was pretty sure that all that momentum over all those years to just go to a dead stop would be almost not impossible, but extremely difficult.
Yeah. Interesting.
To pick back up.
Yeah.
And then reintroduce to a whole new generation.
Sure.
Of students or younger generation that we were connecting with at the time. So anyhow, so he decided, he said like, dude, you could do this job. I'll hire you today. So he hired me as a loan officer in 2003, I think it was. It's like 2003. Yeah, 2003. And it probably took me, Sam, like 10 years. Like I was making, like the first checks that I made, I brought them home and I thought that I was doing something wrong. And it's not, and it's a fraction of what I now make.
Sure. Yeah.
I thought it was big time.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like immoral.
Right.
So I'd bring my check stubs home to my wife and I'd be like, look at this. Like, are we allowed to take this much? I feel like I'm stealing or something like that.
Yeah.
So we were broke, man.
Yeah.
Playing music.
Yeah.
There's no money. There's no money in that
already
stuff.
broke, then starting over feels probably real broke.
Yeah. So, so that's kind of how. So to answer your question, I think that's your original question, right? How does this whole thing get started? And that's it.
Find a job.
So when we discovered this whole mortgage punk platform, I thought it was silly, but kind of cool.
So where'd that name come from?
So, all right. So, well, you want me? All right. So that's the beginning of the career, 2003. And now we'll pick back up, I guess, maybe in 2016. Mortgage Punk. We came up with that after COVID. So it'd have been in 2021.
Okay.
I think it was. That was when so this is my 23rd year. I've been in the mortgage business for 23 years, Sam. I don't even feel like that.
Gosh.
23 years. People retire after 25 to 30 years.
Right.
I'm not retiring nothing.
No,
I don't think that word's anywhere.
How old are you?
I'll be 50 in August.
15 August. Okay. Yeah.
Over the hill.
Well, yeah. No, you're in your prime. That's the best part of everyone's careers, 50 to 60.
Really?
That next decade. I mean, that's when you're kind of the best at what you do.
Well, I'm hoping
there's a reason CEOs aren't normally younger than 50,
right.
Historically.
Yeah. So I would say, okay, so what happened in 21? I saw all of the business, I saw the business world just heavily making the shift towards social media. So I knew that was like, if I don't jump on this wave, I'm going to be behind the 8 ball, and behind the trend. So I got with this digital media company, kind of like a Killer Growth.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a digital marketing company. That's what they call themselves. So I got with them and I said, hey guys, I am hearing all about these click funnels. Mm-hmm. I want to be in a click funnel. Like, how do I get my business going in this direction?
Yeah.
And I know I need to shoot social media content, and I know I probably need to do it every day, and I just don't want to do it.
Sure.
And I don't even mind being on camera or that's pretty much me naturally anyway.
Yeah.
I just did not want to pick up my phone and record myself and do all this stuff. But I knew I had to start moving that way. So I started meeting with these guys, and we're having brainstorming sessions. And I said, do I like reinvent? I probably need to like carve out a brand somehow for myself. But I don't really know how to do that because in the mortgage industry, you when you're a loan officer like me, you're a loan officer that works at a bank.
Sure.
And you take on that bank's brand and identity. That's it.
Yeah.
So we weren't thinking of a name because that's not really common in my industry,
You were thinking more about marketing yourself at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
And do I start a podcast, because that was, just all of what's currently just exploding and, since 2021 was just getting getting started.
Yeah.
in business. So I didn't really, I was just stabbing in the dark, man. I just knew, okay, I scroll through Facebook and I get hooked by this ad or that ad or this funnel or learn more button.
Sure.
And I'm like, so if it's working on me, it's working for a lot of other people. And of course, Rocket Mortgage has always been a huge, I mean, they're the number one online, attention getting mortgage bank and lender nationwide. So I was thinking at that time, if they're picking up home buyers straight from the internet, then there's got to be a way to do this. And so I can't remember how a lot of those initial conversations went, but when it started to take on some real, shape and direction, was when I had a meeting with these guys one afternoon for coffee, and they said, Chris, we want to propose something to you. We have met and talked, and we think that, if there's one thing people love more than anything, it's good stories. And right now, with everything going very authentic, nobody wants produced videos anymore. They just want you to wake up and get out of bed half asleep and shoot a video of yourself with no makeup on.
Or shoot a video of yourself asleep,
Right. We think that people love we know people love stories. Great brands have really good stories behind them oftentimes. And so we think if we can find a way to connect your rock band story, because people will relate to that somehow to your mortgage career. Like that's if you really want to shake things up and get some, get people like connecting and like become relatable, we need to find a way to do it through your story. And so I was like, okay, well, that sounds fun, but I don't know what that really looks like. And I said, do I just start talking to people about my story? Like, do I tell them hey, while you're filling out your loan application, don't miss your social security number. By the way, I was in a rock band. Just thought you might want to know that back in the 90s. You want me to put up a Def Leppard poster? I'm an 80s kid. This was my icon, the iconic rock of my era. It's a little bit about me. I don't have football pictures. I have skateboard pictures and BMX bikes. I don't know. So, but they got the conversation going. Well, along the way, so here's something I learned. This might help you in your business. I learned, so they put together a landing page for me because I was still trying to conceptualize. Like for me, like me and Tyler would go back on this, but like what websites used to be, like they're just like websites are just landing pages now. And I wanted it to be this whole neat little, store. Now it's just like, no, you just thumb through an endless, and I'm like, I don't get that. Like, wouldn't you want it to be on one screen and everything right there, nice and pretty? And so just the trend in web development was really messing my head up. And so, so they put together a landing page. Well, I looked at it and I'm like, that's kind of basic. I mean, that looks like every other mom and pop shop business in town. Website, And so that got me thinking, okay, why am I not hiring a graphic designer that I would have hired when I was in a band?
There you go.
Because this looks lame-o. And so I started to think about all these different, guys in their digital media company. And I'm just thinking to myself, why are you not saying, Chris, if you want stuff to look cool, we don't do that. We do digital infrastructure. The non-sexy cool stuff in the background with the ones and the zeros. If you want that, you're going to have to go find a designer. I feel like they should have a designer and to be telling their customers that. In my opinion.
It's good.
Like, I feel like they didn't have the whole package.
And knowing your constraints, right? I mean, Norris is really good at that, knowing, well, this is kind of a design they're going after, not my cup of tea, right? I think every designer kind of has a look and a style they like. And if somebody's going after style that's not them, then, say like, yeah, this isn't really, our strong suit.
Right.
Like we're good at design, but it's kind of in this lane, this look.
Well, so what this whole little journey and exercise helped me discover is like, in today's world of business, you, especially digitally and within the digital age of marketing, like you have to build if you're going to be a creative, you'd have to build a whole creative team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like these guys that I was working with was one piece of the team. I needed to have a graphic designer. Mm-hmm. I needed to have probably a storyteller would probably be good too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of artistic, creative people to fit into that whole, I don't even know what word you would use, but anyhow, so I that was the first time I finally came to the conclusion that I need to go get a graphic designer like I used to when we were in a band.
Sure.
And then sit down and think up cool stuff.
Yeah.
And that got me really excited because I'm like, that's the stuff that I like, So I am in a BNI chapter. I think we talked about BNI maybe last time.
Yeah.
I'm a founding member of my chapter in Derby, and this is our 10th year. Well, one of our members, right at the same time, and as I'm discovering I need a graphic designer, I started to think, okay, who do I know? This is easy because I've done this. It's been a minute, but I was trying to think of who I still knew in the industry whose work I just absolutely loved. And right at that same time, one of my members brought a visitor. And this kid comes into our chapter, Sam. It's so funny. He has chains hanging down his jeans.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's me.
That's
when
my
I
guy.
was 20.
That's my guy.
He's got long hair and he's a total introvert, man. And he brings this little spiral notebook in. In today's world, it just brings a little spiral notebook in, and you could tell he's super quiet. And he stands up to give his 30-second presentation, and he says, "Hi, my name's Seth. I'm a graphic designer. Just graduated from WSU. If anyone would like to see my art, I have brought it in my little notebook here."
That's awesome.
That's it. And he sat down, and immediately in my back of my mind, I was like, "You're hired."
My guy.
I didn't even care. I don't even need to see your art. Don't care about your notebook.
Yeah.
Just how much do you charge? You're hired.
That's awesome.
That's it. So I thought, I'll take this kid and whatever I'm wanting to do with this, I think he fits the vibe.
Yeah.
He's young, Gen Z, artistic, clearly. Introverted.
Got a little punk style.
That usually, I'm a weird artistic person because I'm loud.
Yeah,
I think a lot of artistic people are not loud.
Yeah,
they're the opposite.
agreed. Yeah.
So anyhow, so I bring him into the mix, and I introduce him to this digital marketing company, and we are integrating him now into all of our meetups. So one day we sat down, and he comes to the meeting, and he's brings this folder and he goes, okay, I'm going to just create like a whole, like, what do you call them? Palette? Like a palette? Sure. I don't know. A notebook of images and like font designs.
Like a brand kit.
Just a brand kit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, and he's like, I'm going to design stuff and I'm going to just show it to you. And you just tell me what you like and what you don't like. But whatever I design, it's going to look something like mortgage and punk.
Yeah.
And as soon as he said that, I fell out of my. I'm like, Seth, that's the most brilliant 2 words in a sentence I could have never thought of ever.
Yeah.
Even if you paid me millions of dollars, I could have never concocted that.
Perfect.
Because it's so antithetical. Like those 2 words don't even belong in the same sentence, you know?
Perfect.
And my immediate thought was, I don't care what anyone thinks about this.
An idea was born.
This is cool.
Yeah.
And like, I'm telling you, it was the first time. So we put our music down, I think in 2002. We walked away from that whole thing. Took me a long time to recover. I had the Happy Gilmore recovery process.
Sure.
Long time. And then, so dude, when he came up with this, like, I'm not even kidding, Sam, I felt like I came back from the dead.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I died back here.
Yeah.
And then when this happened, as excited as I used to be with my dream for music and, it just came back to life, awesome. Man. I'm like, this is what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. Mortgage punk.
Yeah.
And so I said, I am pretty sure I'm sold immediately on this, but I gotta talk to some people in the industry and make sure
see what
I'm not gonna tank my whole career and go broke overnight.
Sure.
So that's how that whole thing happened. And you know what? The reason I bring up the movie Happy Gilmore a lot is because if you watch that movie, he attracts all this crowd that does not go play golf. And then you have your shooter McGavin, who's follows PGA decorum, looks very preppy and nice.
Yeah.
And Happy brings all these beer mug guys out with hats and
nails in their head,
no shirts on, writing Happy across their chest.
Yeah.
And just in shooter McGavin's mind, kills the game of golf.
Yeah.
And so the reason I refer to that a lot is because I know that there are agents and probably borrowers and clients too that do not like. But at the end of the day, the crowd follows it.
Sure. Yeah. Well, and it's memorable. I mean, when I brought you up to people, the first time I had you on, that was an epic fail, thanks to audio failure, that, they're like, oh yeah, I've seen that somewhere. I've seen him somewhere. Like it's very memorable. And that's a big part of being known,
getting attention,
being liked, being trusted. And so like the being known, the being liked thing ultimately comes from your character. So it doesn't matter what the name of your business is. If you're a good quality human being who actually cares, that'll go way faster than a off-putting name. And actually, funny enough, we were just talking about this before we started, but Good to Be Clean was called Carpet Care Plus when we bought this van back in the day, our clean restoration company.
Okay.
And most people didn't like Good to Be Clean. They thought it was stupid.
Oh,
when
really?
We came up with that name, and I remember that. And including like family members, and
probably because it doesn't follow the
right, and the point of it
tradition.
was capturing a feeling instead of the name being just
technical,
descriptive,
technical,
right? Like this is what we do. It was like it's good to be clean, right? Like it was that. This is the feeling.
That's good.
This is the phrase.
Yeah,
and it worked out. Like it turned out to be like now it's like weird to think about it not being that, right? So for you too, I'm sure it's like any of that doubt. Now it's like it's weird to think about it not being mortgage punk and being like mortgage,
like I literally
ICT mortgage. Or
I literally walked into a model home one day, Sam, and the agent looked at me, and I don't know what to say because a lot of times these days I just assume now you probably might know me. Maybe
sure.
If you're a realtor, you're probably on social media.
Sure.
If you're on social media in this industry, my guess is my glasses probably immediately. Trigger.
Speaking of those glasses, are they real?
Yeah.
And how they seem like are they like custom?
No, so these come from Specs.
Okay.
Right. And I was trying to find something red to match my brand. And then I went to Specs and I found out. Now, if you're watching this episode, you cannot go buy my glasses. Nobody owns these. I'll go have another pair made somewhere. But anyhow, they had like these look like Vans.
Oh yeah, you're right.
This checkered.
Yeah.
And I showed my wife, I'm like, look at this. Like, this looks totally like me.
Yeah.
80s BMX / skater kid.
Right.
So anyhow, so shout out to Specs, by the way.
Yeah,
they're one of our sponsors for the American Dream Conference, and they're giving away 2 pairs of glasses.
Oh, nice.
And they're going to give away 1 red pair. That's awesome. Not these. a different red pair. So, but anyhow, I walked in. So yeah, I walked in and I said, you might know me, maybe not. She goes, oh, I know you. And I said, oh, okay, cool. And I said,
Good,
I can't. Yeah, that's what I said. I said, well, give me some feedback. I said,
sure.
And she said, well, I have a love-hate relationship with your brand.
That's awesome.
So I know.
Oh yeah.
I know. you know?
Well, it's sticky. I think people get annoyed about sticky things, and I think we might have talked about it last time, but like supercar guys, when they launched and their goal was to be the most annoying TV commercial, in their marketing guide, that was his goal. His vision was to be the craziest. Like, it makes no sense. He'd move around like a crazy person and like do this weird like worm thing and like come to the car and we have this and da da da. And I mean, it was like he's shaking his head. It was crazy. Like, it made they were awful. And then like buying a car doesn't have to suck. That's like stuck in all of our heads. And I met with that guy who, unfortunately, I think he's doing okay now, kind of fell off the wagon, and it's a bad deal. But I'm meeting with him and just like getting advice, because I knew he ran a pretty big marketing conglomerate, and it was very successful. And he took the idea from a European study. A company figured out that bad news travels faster than good news. And I don't know if I've told you this before, but they basically just blew up, and they just put out really terrible content that was just not good. So people would talk about them, and then their business just starts exploding because bad news travels faster than good news, right? And so he's like, we're just going to be the most annoying, and those dealerships blew up.
That's
like
crazy.
Top of mind, everybody knows. So there's a balance, right? Be true to yourself. Are you genuinely just like being that, or there's somewhere in between? But I think just that shock and awe, being willing to, and I think the younger generation appreciates that. A lot.
Well, and I knew so I knew I wasn't going to make everyone happy. I decided I don't care. That's because that's the way I am.
Sure.
There's a reason there's a punk
right
in the name there.
Yeah.
Don't care. And I'm not after 100% of the market.
Right.
I'm after a percentage of the market. And so now more than ever, we're really starting to realize that, you know what, like our perfect avatar client is Gen Z, first-time home buyers, who want the education. They don't want to be sold. The salespeople are, check off of their, list of items they want. So they want the education, and we're all about that. I mean, that's what Mortgage Punk is just it's a marketing education platform.
Yeah.
So, and not a bank. I actually work for a bank. Mortgage Punk is not a bank. We have no money like that. But I work for a bank called Neighborhood Loans. I'm a branch manager and a licensed loan officer. So we knew we would attract only a certain crowd. So we're really starting to learn Gen Z, first-time home buyers, and then like your late 30s, 40-year-olds that are on their second home. So they're move-up home buyers, right?
Yeah.
They have already been first-time home buyers. Now they're having families. Their family's expanding. They're getting bigger. They're making more money in their jobs. So they're on the way to their next home purchase or whatever. That demographic is really ideally the Mortgage Punk audience. And you know what? I haven't found one of them yet, Sam, that cares or gives two rips about
your brand.
In fact, they think the opposite. Most of them, I find, love the story, connect, relate.
Well, it's a daunting, it's just a terrible thing. Like, right? At the end of the day, there's nothing fun about going and getting a mortgage and banking.
Right.
Like, it's not. So if you can add any flair to a old archaic system that is just, you dread it. And if you can, I mean, in the details, talk about that. Have you found any innovation or disruption on just like making that experience maybe a little more enjoyable?
Yeah, I think that, so we have, we have this process. We call our mortgage process the suck-less.
Yeah.
So suck-less. Suckless mortgage process. Maybe AI will take the hyphen away one day.
Sure.
We'll see. Probably it will. But might be another 5 to 10 years. For right now, it just sucks.
Sure.
And so I think people like the honesty and the authenticity about it. And we're also very relational. So I'm not just trying to build a brand that gets a lot of attention. Like my wife said, this brand just allows me to be me. I like rock. I'm a rock fan.
Yeah.
That's my favorite genre of music. I like all kinds of music. I was listening to country the other day. My daughter was like, Dad, I'm like, no, there's some good country songs.
Sure.
I'm telling you, they're great. But rock is definitely my favorite go-to. I grew up as in the 80s. BMX was my thing. I was probably Happy Gilmore and the song Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne are perfect descriptions of my life, because that Skater Boy song was I wasn't really popular, but I wasn't not popular. I liked probably what were geeky things back then, riding my BMX bike, and doing tricks or skateboards. I mean, you're kind of on the, on the outskirts a little bit. So that's kind of who I am and I mean, the things that I like. So it just allows me to do cool stuff that I like.
Yeah. It gives you an ability to put out content that fits your personality versus if you were suit and tie and a normal traditional brand. That's probably the suck for you. It's like the pain of opening the phone, videoing that content.
Yeah.
Throttling your energy. Like, just again, back to your point of not being authentic.
Yeah.
The name Mortgage Punk just allows you to just be you.
So at the end of the day, we are a very relational business. We're very highly focused on white glove service. And at the end of the day, what my hope and my goal with the brand is to literally create a community.
Yeah.
Like a mortgage punk city. City.
There you go.
And a whole community of people that, love the brand, love that we're trying to make ordinary things fun and exciting.
Yeah.
And like better people's lives with it, enrich their lives, make them more wealthy.
So let's talk about the great segue into American Dream Conference. So you can go to mortgagepunk.com and there's a link to it, or you can go to mortgagepunklive.com directly to it. That is on April 25th at the Hyatt Regency Hotel.
2 weeks, man.
Kansas. 2 weeks? That's crazy.
2 weeks, Sam.
2 weeks away. Still can buy tickets.
Still can buy tickets
on the site.
Yep.
And tell us about it.
MortgagePunkLive.com. So
Jalen Johnson's going to be there.
He's going to be there. Listen, we've got Sam. I was telling my BNI group this yesterday. Like, we have the best of Wichita's talent that really there is at the conference. So now all we need all of you watchers to do, get out and buy tickets.
Sure.
Because the stage is going to be set and it's going to be loaded with value and just, like I said, the best Wichita has to offer in terms of talent, expertise, top-notch professionals that are going to be involved with the conference. But so when we came up, so let me go back to the day that shout out to you, Seth, by the way. I feel like I don't get enough opportunities to say thank you to Seth, because if it wasn't for you, Seth would not have Mortgage Punk.
That's awesome.
Because that dude accidentally coined the brand.
That's awesome.
And so the day that happened, I like ran home to my wife and I'm like, you got to listen to this. This is crazy. And I know it's a crazy idea, but here's what happened. And I told her, and this was 3.5. So 2021. Well, we're almost rolling over 4 years ago that we launched Mortgage Punk. And so that day that Seth came up with those two words in the same sentence, I went home, I told my wife, I said, Keisha, like, I think I can take like talents that we've had to hang up in the closet back out, like conferences and big events and artists, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And entertainment and like throw it into the housing industry.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing in it like that. Nothing there, And so the day that we coined that term was the same day that I had this vision in my mind. I don't know when this is going to happen, but I'm going to take this brand and I'm going to turn it into a conference, and I'm going to bring, celebrities out. I'm going to bring big name artists out, and I'm going to make it a rock show.
Yeah.
Might have some BMX bikes.
Then maybe. Yeah.
And some skateboard ramps. Be like Vans
pipes
Warped
there.
Tour, man. For the housing industry. The Warped Tour. Maybe I can get Vans to be a sponsor for that.
There you go.
Hey, you guys want
Shout
something out of the box, man? So that was the goal. And so I had literally, I had a graphic designer make me a vision board back then.
Okay.
And on the front, it was just like this graphic image, and it was in Trust Arena with Blink 182, Jelly Roll, Chip and Joanna Gaines, and like Robert Kiyosaki.
Oh, wow.
Finance, real estate, wealth, and then all these, amazing artists to turn it into, something with fire blowing up off the stage. And so I've had that. I've looked at it. I even get up in the morning and I've got like a series of just goals that I, recite to myself. These are my goals. This is my vision. This is where I'm going. This is what I'm going to do, And so I've been reciting that now for years. Yeah. But I've taken time since then to really try to build out a team that can deliver the white glove service so that we're closing our loans without skipping a beat. And people we're making raving fans out of people because our brand, automatically suggests that if we don't have fans, the brand collapses.
Sure.
And
that makes sense.
So I've been focused on our lending team and our staff for the last 3.5 years. So finally last year, I shared with my team, I said, hey, if we don't do this conference at some level, it maybe not going to be the Entrust Arena deal. Right. I may not be able to afford Jelly Roll. And it was funny because a really good friend of mine who sells executive jets just sold a jet last year to Jelly Roll.
Oh my gosh.
And Jelly Roll's manager let him and his wife, they're really good friends of our family, stay at his like $3 million condo in Cayman Islands or something like that. And I'm like, dude, you've got to reach out to Jelly Roll for me, man. He's like, well, do you got the deposit? Because he's going to, even if he agreed to it, you're going to have to. And I'm like, no, not yet. Yeah. So we decided, you know what, we're going to have to do this at some level. So even if it's on a local level, doesn't matter. We just start it wherever it starts, however big we can get it. And then we'll just scale it from there. So 2 weeks from now, on April 25th, we have the very first American Dream home buying conference. And even though it says home buying in the name, it's not. This conference is for everyone in the game of wealth, personal finance, and home ownership. The only reason home ownership's at the center of it is because most Americans statistically build the majority of their wealth through home ownership.
Yeah.
So that's the number one highway, number one vehicle that most ordinary, everyday, average Americans build and accumulate wealth through. Yeah. So
makes sense.
So, but there'll be some financial planners there talking about investing in the stock market. There will be tax strategists there, CPAs, real estate agents, top producers, keynote speakers. And then in the whole day, it's an all-day conference, all-day Saturday. Doors open at 9, registration's at 9. And I've got Jalen Johnson, who almost won The Voice. He came in second place on The Voice last year. He's actually local. He's from Derby, Kansas.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
So he's going to be performing. And then I've got another local artist that's really, really good. And he's from Derby. And those two know each other.
That's crazy.
Really well. And so both of them and their bands are going to be there performing. My daughter, Elise, she's the artist, singer, songwriter's written like 50 songs. Wow. They're good. And Keisha's like, we got to get her. Like, we know this stuff. Like, she has to do this. Yeah. And
is she going to be performing?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
She's coming from Denver because that's where she's at. She's in college right now in Denver. So I'm bringing her in town, and she's going to perform at least one song. So there will be literally artist performances. You'll hear a keynote speaker on the housing market and economics, and then like a panel discussion on is housing attainable anymore, and then an artist to come out and perform. And then
it's fascinating.
And here's the even funner part. Like I got this guy, this a friend of mine, Robert Feeney. He's the CEO of a startup company called Knowledge as a Robert, I'm sorry, you're going to kick my butt. Knowledge as a Ring-a-Rang is the name of their software, but I always the name of the company.
Service.
Knowledge as a service. Okay. That's it. So anyhow, Robert, you're awesome. He's been a huge supporter of the American Dream Conference.
Cool.
And so he's going to be one of the speakers.
Okay. Yeah. Who are the 3 keynote speakers?
Well, me,
yeah,
Roberts, and then let me tell you what just happened yesterday. That we'll see how it develops. But where was I going with that? Oh, so Robert says, "Hey, Chris, I was at this party thing, and there was this young kid that was shredding on a guitar, and just attracted all these people around. And I mean, he was tearing it up." And I'm like, I want his number because I want to open the American Dream Conference with a shredding guitar solo, man. That's it. Awesome. You're here to learn about homes? Let's go. You know? And I got a hold of him. So he's working on an introduction that I had in mind for the American Dream Conference. Just center stage, one guitar soloist. And that's cool. Tearing it up. Awesome. So, but I don't, so let me tell you how this other keynote speaker thing has developed. So I put out a post not too long ago asking if anyone knew Chip and Joanna Gaines, because Joanna Gaines is from, she grew up 4 miles from my house ish in Rose Hill, Kansas. So I put a post out. Well, I had a friend call me and say, "Hey, I saw your post." I'm like, okay, great. But I wasn't thinking he had any ties to Chip and Joanna, because it's someone I know, you know? Right. And he goes, "Well, I don't know them personally, but I know the producer of the HGTV show, Extreme Home Makeover, like the Move That Bus show."
Yeah.
So he's like, "I already have a call set up with you and my friend Dustin, who's the producer of that show. And he knows Chip and Joanna well."
Wow.
So I got on a call with this guy, and he did reach out to Chip and Joanna's manager for me. So I've got a little bit of an inroad there for hopefully the future.
Sure.
They're expensive and out of my first conference budget.
Yeah.
But for the future, Interest Arena, I don't know. It might happen.
That'd be awesome.
So, but he's, in the meantime, he said, there's 2 other people that have HGTV shows. And honestly, I think they would be an even better fit because they're dynamic and they're very entertaining.
Got it.
And you would probably be more likely to want to hear a keynote address from them.
Interesting.
So he introduces me to them. They were willing, they have a conflicting date on the 25th, and they literally took out their contract to see if they could break the engagement with HGTV. Come do this.
Wow.
Because they love the idea.
Cool.
But I can't afford them.
Yeah.
So they threw out the cost. I'm like, guys, I'm going to have to, next year.
Yeah.
I think once we get this conference launched,
it's a great connection.
We'll be able to make it bigger. Yeah. So in the meantime, I just literally, let me tell you something crazy that just happened this week. So I follow this girl on social media who's got a ton of followers, and she talks a lot about wealth and personal finance and real estate and just all the things that the conference is going to be centered on. And so I just messaged her on Instagram and said, "Hey, long shot. My name's Chris.
Yeah.
You don't know me. I'm doing this. Here's the conference. Anyway, at the 9th hour, you would come speak." So she calls herself on her videos Robert Kiyosaki's protege.
Oh, interesting.
And she's in a ton of videos with him. So I'm like, well, clearly she knows him.
Yeah.
And so I looked at her Instagram, and it shows what city and state her business is located in. Well, my business coach was one of the top lenders and lending teams in Scottsdale.
Scottsdale, okay.
And so I text my coach, my business coach, and I attached a screenshot, and I said, "Do you know this girl?" And yesterday morning, he texted me back and said, "Yes. What are you wanting to do here?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Seriously, Randall?" And so I said, so I told him, and he knows about all the things that I'm up to. And he said, well, we run in the same circle. I don't know her super well, but Greg, who's another coach, within the organization I coach through, he knows her very well.
Okay.
And so, funny enough, Greg's not my coach. I've never had him as a coach, but he did a semester review with me last week on Zoom.
Nice.
So I just had talked to him. So my coach Randall's like, Greg's going to call you. So Greg called me yesterday morning. I said, how well do you know this girl? And he goes, well, she just sent me 2 loans. So, so he's awesome. Like, I know her well. I'll just do a group text. Cool. So he group texted me with her yesterday.
Nice.
And she responded and said, let's set up a call.
Nice. That'd be awesome.
Robert Kiyosaki's protege.
Could be the third. I love that. That's
awesome. I'm telling you, this in-trust arena thing, with Chip and Joanna, Robert Kiyosaki, Jelly Roll, Skillet, you name it, man.
Talk about the giveaways.
So one of the biggest attractions to the conference are the giveaways. And so we've got 5 sponsors that are giving away prizes to the tune of $20,000 to $25,000 in retail value, nearly $10,000 to $25,000 in that spectrum, but they're huge. So Sherwin-Williams is going to paint a house. These are door prizes that you could enter to win by registering, at the conference 9 a.m. Saturday morning, the 25th, and buying a ticket. So Sherwin-Williams is going to paint a house. MJB Heating and Cooling is giving away a brand new HVAC system. Nice. Those are normally about $20,000 to install and purchase. We've got Quality Granite giving away a brand new kitchen remodel. Again, $20,000 to $25,000 retail value. We've got Keeley Roofing giving away a brand new roof. That's $15,000 to $20,000. Or 15, same spectrum. Yeah. And then My Bank Neighborhood Loans is going to pay someone's next mortgage payment.
That's awesome.
So 5 humongous door prizes. And then we've got the little prizes like Specs giving away some cool glasses and a red pair. So if you want to join the revolution, let's go.
That's awesome.
Get some red glasses.
I thought you said they can't have your glasses.
Well, they can't. They can have different red glasses. So when I did my BNI presentation last year, Sam, my team bought about 50 pairs of red Ray-Ban looking sunglasses with Mortgage Punk on the sides of them. So I got everyone in the chapter to throw on the red glasses, and we shot some social media content. But that's awesome. And then we've got Vortex Air Duct Cleaning Services. They're going to give away an air duct cleaning. Nice. That's $1,000 to $1,500. I mean, the Specs giveaway is probably $1,000. Glasses are not cheap, especially Specs. They're cool.
Sure.
So that's another giveaway, smaller giveaway. We've got 2 Men in a Truck.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to those guys. They're giving away $1,000 credit towards a move.
That's awesome.
And a general move is somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500 to hire a moving company. So you could win that small prize. I think there's 2 or 3 others, but I can't think of them right now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So tons of giveaways, Sam.
Yeah.
So you got to come to the American Dream Conference. If you are interested in home ownership, or if you are a homeowner, you should all be at this conference, because it's going to become the place, like the central resource hub in hopefully cities across America to go learn, pick up, learn what your home's worth. Like, where's your home value in the market? Like, and where's your strategy? What are you going to do with it? Are you going to live there for 30 years, like old school style? Or are you going to be there for 5 and you hope to pocket $50,000 and move up, you know? So that's the goal, is just to make it the place for consumers to go for all things related to personal finance, wealth, and home ownership. That's it. The prizes will get bigger. The celebrities will get bigger. Yeah. And the experts will get bigger. That's awesome. That's the goal. So
mortgagepunklive.com. Go check it out.
April 25th.
I love the website. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You got all the big giveaways on there too.
It will not be boring, Sam.
No, I have a
The American Dream Conference will never be
so it's
boring.
from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And then is there like lunch and...
Yeah, so there's going to be food trucks there.
Okay.
We're going to have a whole parking lot of food trucks. So you can just kind of camp out, hang out, mingle, network, meet contractors, meet some really good vendors.
That's what I was going to ask. How many businesses?
20
types of
20 to 25 vendors, I think, is what we're going to have there. So you'll have a chance to meet some really good businesses, local businesses. We try to only bring rock stars on board. If they don't have rock stardom, in their credibility,
sure,
they won't hang with Mortgage Punk.
Sure. Yeah.
So there'll be food. There will be breaks. There'll be breakout workshops. There's going to be 4 tracks. There's going to be a track for investors, and then a bunch of workshops to be attended if you are going down the investment track, first time homebuyer track, next move track. So you're a homeowner, but
sure,
you don't know when you're going to. Maybe your next move is 5 to 10 years down the road, or maybe it's this year. So just getting prepared for what real estate's looking like, where it's going, where it's trending, and then more of a general track. We're going to have a workshop on FICO score, taught by a credit expert. So just, man, it'll hit the whole spectrum of finance.
That's a lot of orchestrating too.
And
all the
real
different
estate
workshops. You got it all mapped out.
Kind of. It's
Still
coming
work in
together quick.
progress. Yeah. And probably a lot of that depends on how many people are coming.
Yeah.
Could change the dynamic of the flow. And
the max capacity of the space that we have at the Hyatt is 1,200 seats.
Okay.
So we can't fit more than that. And I can't even tell you, Sam. I have no idea, because nothing like this exists.
Sure. Yeah.
For consumers.
Well, just the giveaways alone and the music side and what a concert costs. Like at the end of the day, just paying $75 or.
I think it's 99 now.
What am I looking
99.
at? Oh yeah, that was the early buy.
The early bird.
Yeah,
was
you're
75.
right.
But yeah, we try to make it like concert ticket price, because people pay that much to go to concerts all the time.
Sure.
But then they get a whole day of beyond concert value.
Yeah.
And the concert.
Agenda.
So the whole thing will end with a blowout concert with Jalen Johnson and his band. So
that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
He's cool. I like Jalen a lot.
Well, dude, I respect your madness.
Thanks.
And your out of the box creativity.
My Happy Gilmore brain.
Your Happy Gilmore brain. Man, it's so
Happy
hard.
Gilmore
it's so hard
/
to do.
Skater Boy.
I mean, it's one thing to call yourself Mortgage Punk and then get fully behind it, and then it's another thing to say, I'm going to develop a conference regardless of what anybody says, and I'm going to make this fun, entertaining, and of value. And obviously, your heart behind it is to create joy and education. And
I'm hoping. I was asking ChatGPT. You and I were talking about how we dialogue regularly and daily with ChatGPT.
Oh yeah.
And I asked ChatGPT, what am I building with Mortgage Punk and with the American Dream Conference? And ChatGPT's response is, you're engaging upon a cultural project.
Yeah.
Because the messaging behind the conference is own stuff. Don't relinquish your ownership rights and surrender it to someone else. Like, owning things is a big American deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So own something, like a house.
Sure.
That grows in value and makes you more wealthy. So own stuff. In fact, I think that's the T-shirt of the conference. This is going to say "Own it."
Yeah.
Own it! Exclamation point.
Yeah.
Mortgage Punk, American Dream.
Yeah.
So own stuff. Be more disciplined with your finances. And look, guys, don't look. I'm not the example of this. I'm the one that's learning and growing and coming along, because I did not come from that kind of a background or family. And so that wasn't like instilled into me as a kid. So I'm learning this school of hard knocks. I kind of suck, and I'm getting a lot better.
Yeah.
I got a business coach, and so I'm growing with a lot of the people out there that I'm connecting with and to. But I'm telling you, it takes discipline. You have to have discipline in the area of finances, just like you do if you want to go get strong in the gym or whatever.
Sure.
Same thing. And so own something, be disciplined with your finance, and build wealth. Like, there's nothing wrong. The bad part of building wealth is get rich quick. Like that's like, there's moral lines there.
Sure.
But wealth is not get rich quick. And if you follow just some general principles on how God made the world to work, there's absolutely nothing wrong with. There's a lot of people that are wealthy that you would never know.
Right.
Like they don't drive hot rods.
Sure.
It's the opposite of it's the other idea that's not good. But slow growing wealth with financial discipline, and those are good principles. We need them.
Amen. That's good note.
That'll only make our country stronger.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Learning how to steward our finances. Broke Americans will not make America better. Yeah. It'll make it worse.
Credit card debt's at a record high. There's a lot of evidence to say there's hopefully not a massive reset. It could be a cultural reset maybe before there's.
Well, I'm gonna bring the American Dream Conference to cities across America and kick them in the teeth.
Yeah. I love it. Dude, thanks for coming on.
I'll make it uncool. Like to do, that's like a Happy Gilmore move, right? Like whatever you want to be cool, just make it cool. And whatever you want uncool, just tell everyone it's uncool and it'll become uncool because you say so. Well, that's uncool. And I'm going to make it cool to own homes and buy houses and invest in the stock market and all that kind of thing. And run a budget for your family.
Making boring sexy.
Dude, we're going to do it, man.
You heard it here first.
It's going to be awesome. I'm going to create national FOMO.
There you go.
Like if you don't own a house, you're going to feel like you suck.
Yeah. Suck less, own a home.
You suck less. And if you don't own a home, that's okay because there's just a time. I mean, there's a time and place for rent. And I'm a landlord and I own a lot of rentals.
Sure.
But I am telling you, if you have the ability and capacity to purchase a home, you need to purchase a home. I don't care what any of these other gurus out there say about this stuff, whatever. Yeah. But that's because I'm a punk. And you know what?
And here we are.
Forget them. It's awesome.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
Thanks for coming on.
Yep. You bet. Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it.